Hi, I'm Nathan, punk dad, full-on orgy of critics. Both names fit me pretty well lately, especially. So let's start off with my Q&A. For your video, have you named your penis? What's its name? From Anonymous, of course. I have not named it. I have never thought about naming it. If I was going to give it a name, I was thinking maybe Henry Winkler or the Fonz. I think that'd be nice. Next one from Anonymous. For the video, how many people have you had sex with? Not enough, but plenty. I'm not going to go into actual figures here because it doesn't really matter. I know it's a Q&A, so I should probably answer it, but I don't know. I don't keep track because it's not really about that. But, I mean, there's a number, but you don't need to know. Next person is Fuck You Like the Devil, a good friend of mine. Question time. If someone couldn't figure out their sexuality, would you help them? And how would you do that? I mean, since I've been drinking, there's a few different ways that I could, say that I'd help them, whether it's a male or female, if they're attractive. But, I mean, in actuality, I would tell them, if they can't figure out their sexuality, then they don't have to give it a label. They don't need to figure it out. I mean, there's no need. If I didn't know my sexuality, I just, would wait until I did. Life is all about experimenting and having fun and stuff like that. There's no need to have a label to your sexuality. So, yeah, just tell them, hang out. You'll figure it out. Anonymous, if you could date anyone right now, who would you want to date? If I could date anyone ever right now, it'd be Aubrey Plaza. So, I don't know what kind of dirt you were going to try and get out of me there. I mean, there's a few people I could say just to stir up some drama. But, no, Aubrey Plaza would probably be my first choice. I mean, obviously, look at her, listen to her. You know why. Next anonymous question. Can you play an instrument? Is there an instrument you wish you could play? Good question, anonymous. I can play the bass guitar a little bit. Not much, though. I can play piano a little bit. If there was an instrument I wish I could play, I wish I could play the piano amazingly well. I just don't have the finger muscles for it. They're not for prolonged amounts of time. After about 10 minutes or so, I'm about spent. For the video, did you have any career aspirations when you were younger? From Anonymous. When I was younger, I wanted to be a cop. I wanted to be a cop and a firefighter. My biological father was a firefighter, so I thought that would be cool. And before I learned about cops and their need for, power and, being assholes, I wanted to be a cop. And I am an asshole, so, it'd be kind of up my alley, but I'm not about going power hungry and hurting people like most cops do. Most cops, not all cops, but fuck the police. A scheduled disappointment asks, for your video, if you could meet anyone before they became famous and be a part of their journey, who would it be? This is all on the spot. I haven't thought about any of these. I would probably say Russell Brand. Russell Brand did a lot of partying and a lot of crazy shit early on, and I think I would fit in perfectly with that. But now he's clean and sober and, living his life how he is. So I think I would like to be a part of that journey just so, I could live the awesome, crazy life that, I tend to live sometimes. But at the same time, eventually settle down and be a normal, productive part of society. Next one, Elliot Davies. This is a really, really good friend of mine. He says, video killed the radio star. Has any book changed your life? No. No book has changed my life. No movie has changed my life. The closest book that's anywhere near changing my life has been probably the Harry Potter series. And that's just because I followed along for years and years, waiting for book releases and things like that. And then on top of it, it is the book or the set of books that got me into liking to read. So, J.K. Rowling, good job. You got me to read. Next is Squishy and Baby. Says, question for the video. Where do you think you'd be in life if you didn't have Liam? You know, a long time ago, yeah, like not even a year ago maybe, I was doing these videos and people would ask things like this, and I've always said that I would be dead. And I think if it wasn't for Liam and it wasn't for Katrina, I would be dead. They both pulled me out of some things that were very dark and probably saved my life. So, yeah, if it wasn't for Liam, I would definitely, probably, definitely, never, definitely, always, I would probably be dead if it wasn't for Liam. You know, I'm kind of in a little bit of a spiral right now, and that's because I'm not around him as much as before, but I'm not ever as bad as I was, and he pulled me out of that. Sasphodite says, for your video, what is your favorite vegetable and how do you cook it? My favorite vegetable are Brussels sprouts. I love Brussels sprouts. Normally, I cook them by steaming them and putting salt and butter on them. If I have the amount of time that I want to cook them how I want, you know, I'll cook them with some random meat or whatever in a frying pan with butter and salt. I love Brussels sprouts, so my favorite ever. I like cauliflower too, though. Roasted cauliflower is really good. Next one is from Helter Skelter, also known as Katie. Katie I know in real life too. Katie says, okay, for the video, describe your dream house. My dream house is, I don't really care about the size really, but it's got to have pillars out front and a very large porch that I can sit on and watch storms when they come. Dream job. My dream job is, I love loss prevention. I've always loved loss prevention because I'm not a cop, but at the same time, there are things that I really like about investigating loss and things like that. Ideal relationship. My ideal relationship is something that I just won't fuck up. My ideal woman, physical, emotional, personality, etc. My ideal woman, I mean, the physical and personality part, I mean, the emotional too. I mean, I guess I can't really say the ideal because I'm at that point in my life where, you know, at this point, I would just know it, I think, after a couple weeks, maybe, or probably a few months. Yeah, I need at least a few months to know if it's an ideal. I need someone that's supportive and caring and that can call me on my bullshit, but at the same time can be supportive of knowing of my faults and my illnesses and problems. So yeah, if I can just find someone that I'm physically attractive to, which, yeah, I don't have a type that, you know, people want to think that I have. There's no real type. If I find someone attractive, I find them attractive. If they can be emotionally supportive, that's amazing too. Your personality, you know, I want someone that's lighthearted and fun, but someone that can run the finances and things like that, because I'm probably not the most responsible person in the world to be doing that. Do you have a recurring dream or nightmare? I don't. Since I've started taking my medications, I say a lot. Regularly, I don't have dreams anymore. I used to not like not having dreams, but I kind of like going to sleep and waking up and not having any dreams or nightmares to, you know, pull me into things. Does it make sense or is it completely strange? Oh, that's probably that. Also, do you enjoy people watching? I love people watching because my LP mentality. I want to just watch what people do. Like sitting in park and just watching what other people look at and how they interact. I do. Sometimes I put myself in those situations to where, if I was them, look at this cute little happy family and stuff like that. But, what is the most heroic thing you have ever done? Like sticking up for someone being bullied or a girl in danger of being assaulted. I don't know. There was the only thing that I can even think of is when I worked for Walmart a long time ago as LP. A couple kids were getting bullied for being gay in the parking lot, and it wasn't heroic at all. It's just being a human being. But I, stuck up for them. They kept walking, and I kept running my mouth to the couple camo wearing assholes that were in the parking lot, and probably could have got my ass kicked, but it ended up just being awkward silence, and they walked away. So I'm not really heroic at all. I would stick up for anyone, but at the same time, I think that's just, something you should do, not being a hero. I haven't saved any lives or anything like that. I just, I've made mistakes, but I think, just being a helpful person is good enough. Katie says, okay, more. See, Katie, this is nice of you. If you had to lose one thing here in your sight, what would it be and why? Sight. I hear a lot more beautiful things than I see. As you can tell by probably this, I don't even make eye contact with videos. I don't make eye contact very much. I stare at the ground a lot. It's just my nature. I listen to everything, what people say, what music is playing, no matter what it is. Sound of outside, my kid's voice, I'd much rather be able to hear him for the rest of my life than see him. As long as I can physically hug him too. If you had all the money in the world and could take a girl of your dreams on a date, describe the fantasy date. Somewhere we'd probably just spend an entire week in New York on Broadway. That's probably wouldn't be romantic or anything for her, but I love musicals, and I think if nice dinner and stuff like that, that's cute too, but musicals on Broadway, that'd be amazing. Walking around New York, even though I've never been there, I just assume that it'd be amazing. If you could write a book, what would it be about? All down, penny for your thoughts, I guess. Thanks, Katie, for everything. I mean everything, being a friend in real life and on here and stuff like this. If I could write a book, I have talked to Dan about this many times and actually started, and he keeps trying to get me to do it. I have a couple book ideas, and one of them is an actual autobiography, memoir type thing, where it talks about me being a shitty person, a good person, everything I have been and what I am. I want to do it, but I just can't sit and write ever. The other one I won't talk about because it's just an insane thought that I'll do, but it would be under a fake name and have fake names in it. So Dan knows what I'm talking about, don't you, Dan? Thanks, Katie. Anonymous says, is it sad that you were once popular dad that everyone placed on a pedestal, but now everyone talks shit about? I was never placed on any sort of pedestal. I've always had people that hated me, whether I was in the right or wrong. And I think when I had my Punk Dad URL, which I still wish that I still had, and I was being me the entire time. I was a piece of shit sometimes, but a lot of things I said came from my heart about my kid and about everything that was going on, about, being me. So I wasn't placed on a pedestal. People, a lot of people hated me. A lot of people still do, obviously, more even now. Now everyone doesn't talk shit about me. There's a lot of people that do, but I mean, that's life. It's the internet. My blog was fun, but, it's time to just have this blog now where I can just say whatever the fuck I want. So fuck everyone. Not really. I love you guys, most of you. Next Anon says, do you want any more kids? I thought about it, and you know, it's a lot of stress with kids. I don't know. I guess it all depends on the person. I never wanted kids in the first place, but then when I had Liam come along, it changed my entire life. So I can't rule out ever not wanting kids again. But it's a scary thought. Thanks. Oh So Darling says, here's one for you I hope you use in your video. What kind of girl are you looking for? I'm not really actively looking. I mean, I have my eyes open and hoping, but I'm not out looking. I really hope I can find a nice girl to settle down with that, you know, is also really fun. Are you looking to settle down? Co-parenting with the ex, is it weird that she's with... Okay, I think that's correct, and you approve of him. Okay, you got a couple of exes mixed up. The mother of my child is not with an ex or anything like that. She is with her boyfriend. Do I approve of him? I never met him. I know they're talking about living together and things like that. That's a whole conversation that, you know, I have with them one day before I have it on here. I don't want to have thoughts and feelings on that yet until it's 100% accurate that it's happened and I have to make that step in my life. Right now, I don't want to think about it because, you know, I need to see my son even more than I do now. I love him, and I love my ex. I love Kat, and I miss her. As a person, she's an amazing friend and an amazing mother, and as long as she's happy, you know, she will make the right decision for Liam. So I'm not worried about that at all. My approval doesn't mean anything. If Kat approves of someone, then I will eventually approve of them because she can make good decisions. I trust her. You don't have to answer some of these, and if you do, cool. If not, maybe send them. Yeah. Well, I answered most of them. Yeah. Co-parenting, well, if I settle down with someone, I want to settle down. And I'll have to co-parent with Kat for the rest of our lives, which isn't a bad thing. I'm glad we get along and everything like that. As long as, you know, whoever comes along understands that, we'll be all right. Next Anonymous says, would you have sex with any guys you know? Sure. Why wouldn't I? Would you top or bottom if you were fucking a guy? The whole top or bottom thing is pretty silly. When I've been in those relationships, I've topped. But I'm open to all things. None of that really matters to me. As long as two people are comfortable and do things that they both consent of and or are comfortable doing, you know, I'm comfortable bottoming. It's not my favorite, but you know, it's fun if it's the right person. Anything can be fun if it's the right person, I guess. So I mean, yeah, that's that. Weird and on. Anonymous again. For video, what are some of your kinks? Something that sounds really weird, but you've always wanted to try. Wow, this is an 18-minute long video so far. Some of my kinks, I am very much into BDSM. Yeah, so you have to know what that means. If you don't, look it up. Look at my not safe for work blog. If you don't have the URL, ask me for it. I'll give it to you. It doesn't matter who you are. I just don't want to post it publicly like everyone else has. But all my kinks are on there. Everything that I reblog is a kink of mine. If I didn't reblog it, I don't like it. You know, if I reblog it, it's something I want to do or have done or will do. Something that sounds really weird, but you've always wanted to try. Nothing really sounds weird to me that I've wanted to try. If I want to try it, I will. I'm open for anything. So, I mean, if someone else wants to try it with me, if they bring it up and it sounds safe, I'm down. Let's do it. Next, Anonymous says, if you found the one, Would you get married? Of course I would. I want to settle down and I want to get married. I might seem like free spirit and all that, which I am maybe currently because I'm single, but I do want to get down and get down. Yeah, I do want to get down. But I do want to settle down and get married. That's my goal eventually, is to settle down and get married. Anonymous, whose opinion of yourself would you care to hear right now? Dead or alive? Are they proud of you? Whose opinion of myself would I care to hear right now? Nobody's. I don't really care what anyone's opinion of me is. I just don't care. I used to care what people thought, but in the past, few months, I just don't give a shit anymore. Life happens. What's happened has happened. Fuck everyone. Fuck everything. Go keep living my life, and that's it. That's all you can do. Next one, transparenting, friend of mine. Video question: hey, punk dad, not punk dad, now with more penis dad. Those are all me. Having never been to Detroit and knowing that gets a bad rap, what makes the place cool, and what should I do if I ever get a chance to visit? Don't visit. I mean, if you want to come visit me, that's awesome. But the city of Detroit is, no matter how much people want to say that it's getting better, it's not. The downtown area is nice with the casinos and, nice restaurants and things like that. But that is about 2 square miles. Outside of that is just, poor city planning, poor, government running everything, and the police presence isn't there. If you need them, they're not going to show up. It's not safe, and it's not a good place to live. Stay out of Detroit. It's just not fun. We have all kinds of suburbs. Like, I live, a few miles from Detroit. Decent suburb. But, we have nice places that you can visit that are not in the heart of Detroit. If you want to go to the heart of Detroit, casinos, nice restaurants, and then just skip town. But you should visit if you get a chance. Anyone should visit. Come visit. I'll show you, fun parts and some exciting things that you can see. Anonymous, if Liam approached you when he's older saying, Daddy, I don't like it when you drink, please stop. Would you be all it? Would that be all it would take to, would that be all it would take for me to stop for my video, obviously. If Liam is conscious and thinking about the things that I do, no matter if it's drinking or anything else, if he has an issue with it, no matter what it is, it would be all it takes to stop. If my drinking became a problem for him, then yeah. If me wearing short shorts to the gym was a problem, then yeah, anything it is, I would evaluate how it affects him, and if it's negatively, I don't need to do it anymore. That's it. Awesome. 24 minutes later, I'm finally done. I thank all of my followers that still follow me or have reconnected with me for everything. I made some terrible decisions before. I take most of the blame, not all the blame, but whatever. That's life. We all move on. I thank you for continuing to be with me or just starting to follow me and be my friend. And I look forward to hanging out, talking shit, and, causing more issues online for a while now. At any time, I can up and leave because it's online. But until I decide that, I'm just here to, ruin some stuff. And Sarah wanted me to smile, so. God, that fucking weird smile I have. Don't like my smile. Don't like my voice or any of that stuff. So this was fun. You guys have a nice night.